This is All Access MMA.
My next guest is coming off an impressive win at FAC 12, looking for a fight, getting that submission victory over Joel Bauman. It's Josh Fremd joining me here on the program for the very first time. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk to you as well, man. I was telling you off air, been a big fan for a while. Before we talk about the performance itself, which I think speaks for itself, how are you feeling going into the fight? A lot of eyeballs on this with it being looking for the fight, the Nelk boys, you name it. I mean, this is a big opportunity. How did it compare to other fights that you've had in the cage?
I mean, just like you said, it was a big opportunity, and it was something that I really couldn't turn down. Being in front of Dana White, the Nelk boys was an awesome bonus, because I've been following them since I was a kid. But to be able to fight in front of Dana White was absolutely amazing. And then you put it on short notice. You add in a little bit of nerves, but I was just reading Will Smith's latest book, and I was super motivated and reading the things that he went through and how he got his role in The Fresh Prince. Like, it was my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moment. I had to take it.
Love that. That's cool. I got to read his book, by the way. It sounds really interesting. As far as Joel Bauman goes, tough opponent. What, if anything, surprised you in the fight? Maybe something you weren't expecting in there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to come out and throw that right hand. 5 seconds in, boom, he's throwing hard leather. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to come out a little cocky, a little arrogant, and start just wailing heavy leg kicks, which he did eventually. But for the most part, that's the only thing that threw me off. I knew he was going to be a tough guy. I knew he was going to come out and, swing for the fences. And, thankfully, I got myself settled down and I figured out the problem.
So you sink in the submission, you get the win, the referee stops. So what's going through your head at that moment? Because I'm sure you know what's coming, potentially something huge here. I know at the moment you didn't know, but what's going through your head at that moment?
Relief, dude. I was, getting in there with all that pressure, all those emotions. Like, I wasn't letting go of that choke until the ref pulled me off, just to make sure that this fight is done and over with. And once I hopped up on the cage, it all finally started sinking in, all the hard work and everything, because I knew that I wasn't leaving Kansas without a contract. Like, I'm going to impress. I'm going to put on a performance, and I wasn't leaving there without it.
So how confident were you that you had the contract? Because there was a lot of good finishes in that card. A lot of us were kind of like, who are they going to give it to? Sometimes it's not the most deserving. Sometimes they just, you never know, right? So How confident were you? What percentage would you say you thought you were going to get that contract?
I was confident all up until the fight right after me. I forget. I apologize. I was in the locker room with the guy. He spoke Portuguese, so I didn't really get to speak to him too much.
Eduardo Dantas?
The one with the head kick. Yeah.
Dantas. Yeah.
Dantas. That's it. Yeah. Oh man, just in the back, he was ripping the bag, throwing those leg hits. And in my head, I was like, I do not want to be on the other side of that. He threw that head kick so cleanly, and it was so nice. And then Isaac coming out in the final fight, like just putting that guy away in his hometown, like just the place went crazy. So I was confident until, the very next fight. And then I was like, oh man, I don't really know about this anymore. But it was nerve-wracking in the back. But once I got the news that, I got the contract, I was elated, man.
Yeah, then take me to that moment. You find out you got the UFC contract. There's that great photo of you and your manager and just sort of soaking it all in. So, I know it's been a long road for you, man. I know you've had some setbacks as well. I know you've had some opportunities that didn't go your way. What does it mean to finally get that UFC contract?
It meant everything. I would say it's been over 10 years of me just training, doing this, competitively trying, like being broke, getting injured, surgeries, and getting so close to the opportunity. And then, like you said, having that setback, it meant everything to me. It meant the world to me to have Coach Mark Montoya with me, Randy Caruso, one of my other coaches who's been cornering me since I moved out here, my manager, Jason, my girlfriend, my buddy with me. Like it meant everything just to hear those words.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome. And how frustrating was it as well? Because like every time I talk to any of your teammates, they're always mentioning you as far as like a great training partner, great teammate, but you were the one guy who wasn't in the UFC. Is there kind of a weight lifted off your shoulders getting this now and being like, yeah, I do belong here. Here's proof.
I wouldn't say it's weight lifted off because I don't know, just the way I'm hardwired, I'm always going to have a chip on my shoulder. And, yeah, I've noticed how I got passed over and over again. I mean, it kind of just goes back to like different school days, like when I was in football and everything. Like, I know I deserve certain things. I know I'm hardworking. I know I can get it. And I always got passed over. So, for me to get the chance, it's awesome. But dude, I still have so much more to prove.
Yeah.
I have yeah, I got a seat. Now I got to validate that seat belongs to me.
What was the best message you received after the fight? I know you got tons of messages on social media, people being like, congratulations, all this. Was there one that maybe stood out over others that you read that you're like, man, that meant a lot?
From the most part, my teammates like Cody Brundage and Dustin Jacoby, like those guys are always giving me so much support mentally, physically, everything. Like those guys are solid people. I think the number one would probably be my grandma, who called me a couple minutes afterwards when she heard. She has a hard time watching it, but she called me and she was like all proud of me. And because my grandma's the one who mostly raised me, and she knew I've always wanted to do this. And my very first fight, my kickboxing fight back in college, she called me 5 minutes before and she's like, I just hope you get hit hard enough to where you get some common sense and you don't want to do this anymore. So a couple years later, I get to tell her like, hey, it's going to pan out. It's starting to pan out.
That's awesome, man. Love hearing that. So I guess, the natural question, when are you looking to get that UFC debut in? Have you sort of talked with your management, your coaches? We're a couple days removed, so I know it's fresh, but when are you looking to make that debut?
Oh, man. I would love to get on the March card with my teammate Cody Brundage, get the Bash Bros going, But March or April, May, I'm all willing. I'm ready to dive back into camp as soon as I heal up, and I'm still gonna be in the gym working, even if I'm not at 100%, just to stay in and stay ready, because it's just a lifestyle for me. It's what I've really chosen to do with my life, and I'm gonna live it to the fullest in this way.
Do you and Cody actually call yourselves the Bash Brothers, or is that just something you just said?
we jokingly do, yeah. I told him a couple times, I was like, we're gonna be the Bash Bros, and now you got Dustin Jacoby, myself, and Cody Brundage. I think we can go make some noise for sure.
Well, the reason I ask is because when people say Bash Brothers, there's two groups you think of. So the obvious one would be, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco from the Athletics. But when I think of it, I think of the Mighty Ducks, the movie with the two brothers that played on the same team. So I'm assuming you think the baseball one, but I have to ask anyways, which one are you referring to?
I honestly lean more towards the baseball one, just because I grew up playing baseball and hockey was never my thing. But I do remember that movie, and that is a perfect analogy for it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because those guys were awesome. Used to bang heads and stuff. It was super cool there. So you mentioned March. Any opponents in mind, or I guess you got to leave that up to the UFC and your management.
Yeah,
I guess.
Dude, yeah. I am brand new here, so I have no room to speak or ask for anything. I am going to be given who they want to give me, and my job is to go out and get the job done.
You mentioned being teammates with Jacoby. Do you ever go golfing with him? I hear he's the best golfer in MMA.
I went golfing one time for a charity event, and let's just say I drank more than I actually swang the golf club. I would love to go. Give it a try with him for real, because I am super competitive. I've never had the time nor the money to go out. But yeah, he's nice. I've watched him, and he's real nice, dude.
We did an interview. I think our last interview, actually, him and I did one while he was at the golf course. And I said, this is so fitting because I love golf. I'm not very good at golf, but I love playing it. I'm playing this Sunday. So anytime I get an interview with him, I got to get a little golf talk in. So I always have to bring up the golf angle as much as possible, which is cool.
I mean, I'm pretty decent at 2K golf on the Xbox, but not in real life.
So I played, I'll tell you a little 2K story. My brother-in-law, he has 2K on the PlayStation. We played it. I was over at his place. We stayed there. I was at my in-laws basically for the holidays. And we played 2K, and I got like the hang of it on the PlayStation, and it was great. I own a Nintendo Switch, and I tried it on there. It's not nearly as good. And it's so much harder to swing on that game. Like my swings, like you think you're going to hit it straight and it goes completely off keel. So I think those Xbox and PlayStation ones are actually easier, but the putting in that game sucks. I can't stand it. I don't know about you. Even with the little guide, it's still, it's tough to do, right? It's
rough. You got to make sure all the variables are accounted for.
Yeah, the little angles and all that as well. I noticed on your Instagram, you're a Steelers fan. I kind of keep tabs on them because Chase Claypool is actually from Abbotsford, which is like 40 minutes away from where I live. So I imagine you've been a fan your whole life.
Oh yeah, big fan. I remember when I was a kid, like Pittsburgh sports was a huge thing. I have my love for baseball goes real deep, and football I've been watching since I was a kid with my pap. And this year was crazy. Ben Roethlisberger retired and everything, and I'm a huge Chase Claypool fan. Like I've been a fan of him since he's been at Notre Dame. Big Steelers guy.
Yeah, it's cool for like as a Canadian, like there just aren't that many NFL players from Canada. So to see him
Yeah.
have the success he's having, it's been cool. And like I said, I'll keep little tabs on him just because he lives like kind of near me or where he's from originally, I should say.
Hmm.
My last question, what's the rest of the week look like here? I know you've been doing some media. I know you obviously, again, you're in the gym training a little bit, but what do you got up? Are you doing any more celebrations or what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the week, I'm gonna go to Factory X tomorrow for their sparring session. See all my teammates, say hi. Uh, Probably hang out. I got some teammates fighting this weekend, so I'll probably be hanging out with a bunch of the guys from the gym, watching our teammates fight. And then we got the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Oh,
That'll
of
be my
course.
big celebrating, have fun, eat some good food day. And then Monday morning, I'm back at it in the gym.
What's your go-to Super Bowl snack or like sports snack in general? Like everyone's got their own thing. Is there one? Are you a
Ooh.
pretzels guy or these are the hard-hitting questions you're not going to get from other people.
These are the tough ones because I don't want to say that I have any like specific ones because
Mhm.
my friend and I, who was my roommate in college, we just have these things called Fat Boy specials where we'll get like $20 each, go to the store and just buy different ingredients to build something just crazy and delicious. So it changes every time.
Okay. I'll have to see this. I got to check out the IG. You got to be posting that on IG, right? We got to see the finished product. So
Oh yeah, I'll let you know.
good stuff. Josh, thanks for doing this, man. It was great getting a chance to chat with you. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And you got that cannabis against cancer shirt. Let people know what that's about as well, too.
Yeah, you guys can check me out on Josh Fremd MMA on Instagram. My name Josh Fremd on Twitter. That's where I pretty much roam most of the days on social media. This right here, Cannabis Against Cancer. One of my sponsors and good buddies started Blazy Susan. It's what it's called, and originally it started because for breast cancer, they're notoriously known for their pink everything, pink rolling papers, pink rolling trays. Very cool guys, very cool stuff. Go give them a check out.